Yes, it's a new week and a brand new edition of Football Cruise on Niger Footballers TV. And as usual, it was a splendid weekend for Nigerian footballers this past weekend. Before we move on, I mean, we are playing a front two today. We are not playing our usual front three. I mean, it's
I'm a
just
big fan of 442. So.
so it's just myself and Lamid Momo on the set today. So Terem Moffi has to be the performer of the weekend. I mean, he got a hat trick for Lorient in their 4-1 win over Bordeaux. How I don't know if you saw those goals. Typical strikers goal. Terem Moffi has been doing so well for. I mean, this is debut season in the French league, and it's on 14 goals so far. What a season! What a start to French football he's having for Lorient. So what do you make of Moffi's performances so far in the French League One?
I mean, first is where the goals are beautifully taken.
Beautiful goals.
I mean, so Murphy literally came from nowhere. I mean, when he made the move to Leron, nobody were like, okay, just another player trying to cut it in the French league. But he has just gone there and he has performed really, really well. He has performed really, really well. And it has made us begin to clamor for him in the national team. A lot of fans
Yeah.
are going to go for him. I mean, coming to this is a league where a lot of players have gone into and flopped. I mean, French league is a very difficult league.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult league. And when he made the move, like I said, nobody really, I mean, it was just one of those moves where he has absolutely done fantastically well as far as I'm concerned. Because 14 goals in your debut season in the French league is a really, 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 really good return.
I mean, the downside might just be the fact that Lorient are fighting the drop at the moment.
It's not going to go down with them, so we know that. So.
But about Murphy, there's something about his performances this season for Lorient. He scored against the big teams. He scored against PSG, against Monaco, and the top teams in the league as well. So what does that tell you? Getting
Big game
yourself
player.
a big game player, definitely. Getting those goals, those vital goals for Lorient.
Big game player. And again, a lot of fans, like I said, a lot of fans are already clamoring for him to be in the
He was on the
national
standby
team.
list, the last one.
So I mean, this is just one of the editions where we say, too bad. The kind of strikers that we have in national team now, just too bad. Like everybody has a case of being to be in the national team. Every of these forwards have a case to be in the national team. They can bring out their case and you really don't have anything to say. I think Murphy is just one of those players who's just on some amazing form, and it would be a shame, not necessarily a shame, it would just be disappointing not to see him represent the country.
And for me, if you ask me, he's again a raw kind of striker. I don't know what you think. I think he has an edge over the likes of Simi, Onuachu. Looking at the manager now, General, and the kind of strikers he loves to play with, and the kind of players he loves to use. I mean, Terem Moffi, he's got quick feet. He's pacey. He has an eye for goal. And I don't know what you think, but I just think he has an edge over the likes of Simi. And this is not me trying to push an agenda here, but I just feel that way.
I mean, I'm not going to agree with you there. I think I will absolutely disagree because I think they're all very, very similar. I think we don't have any slow forward. I think all our forwards are, in quotes, they're not slow. They might not be the fastest in the world, but you not tag them slow. You won't tag them slow. As far as I'm concerned, it's my opinion actually. So I think Terem Moffi is very similar to our forwards. Very, very similar, and that's not a problem as long as you know how to score. The most important thing for a striker is to score, hit the ball in the back of the net. That's the only thing. That's what you are there for, and he's doing that not just in any kind of league. Even if I think a goal scorer is a goal scorer anyway, but then again, the French league is a really, really physical league. That league, there's some really, really top defenders. So I think Terem Moffi would. I pray he cuts it actually.
And looking at his run, there's one thing I noticed. I'm gonna put it to you. Like a drought streak. He scores, and he goes on a long game drought. Now he has 6 goals in his last 3 games. But before now, there was a time he was close to like 8 games without a goal. I mean, we've seen that frequently in the season. So do you think it's something he should work on, like game after game? He should, just get involved in the goal scoring for his team.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
key player, if you ask me.
Of course, I mean, the highest goal scorer in the club now. This
Yeah.
season. So, I mean, so what you just said now, I understand what you say, but I think we have to realize that this is first season,
Yeah.
and it's trying to acclimatize to the league. That's why you see that patch where it's very good, and then again it's not so good. So that's why I think it's a newcomer to the league, trying to acclimatize again. Like I've always said, COVID season, the very worst season. Probably did not have
Yeah.
any preseason. So, I think that is even more reason why you should get a lot of kudos.
Mm.
I mean, Terem Moffi is doing really, really well. That's what I'm concerned. I think is exceeded expectation all of a sudden.
Debut season, first League One hat trick, 14 goals so far in the season, and still counting. Still counting. I mean, Terem Moffi has taken the French League One, with storm. He has stormed the league with his goals, and we hope it keeps on continuing for the left-footed striker for Lorient. And I hope they beat the drop, but I don't think he's going to be with them next season, whether they beat the drop or not. A lot of clubs might be keeping an eye on the left-footed forward. Terem Moffi, congrats on your first hat-trick in the French league, and we hope you keep getting in the goals. Guys, don't forget the show is interactive. Drop a comment. Tell us what you think about Moffi's performances, his hat-trick for Lorient this past weekend in their win over Bordeaux. And he got a win over General's favorite team. I just wanted to say that.
Exactly.
Bordeaux,
so General, I mean, that means something, right?
Do the right thing. Guys, it is still Football Cruise on Ninja Footballers TV. I've been with Lamid Momo, and keep cruising.